Bon dia, my friends. Good afternoon. Some time has passed since I went to the gym. In that time, I have already lunched, did my cardio, showered, and I'm about to snack something, between lunch and dinner. Today was back day, and I realized one thing, which was a few weeks ago, a couple of weeks ago, I realized that I was making too many exercises. Back then, I was doing sets of 3 sets per exercise, and I was doing 3-4 exercises per muscle group. And I realized that by doing the 3 sets, I was not getting fatigued. Because I don't know. I don't want to try to lift the world because I'm not exactly young, and I might injure myself. So I try to, and if I lift too much weight, my technique gets all scrambled because it's just too much weight. Okay. So if I reduce the amount of weight, I can have my technique to be good, but I don't get as fatigued as I think I should. So to fix that, what I did was, okay, I will do less exercises, but more sets. And I came up with 5 sets, 2 exercises, because there's some science to actually back this up. The most efficient way in which you can actually, work on is, the range is quite big, but between 12 and 24 sets per week per muscle group. That's the range in which science indicates that you are most effective, okay? Now, you can do 50, 60, 70 sets per week, and you'll get even more. But the gains per set, per extra set that you have, will start getting you diminishing returns. So basically, if you do 24 sets, you'll get X gains. So let's say that if you do 12 sets, you'll have X gains. If you do 24 sets, you'll have X gains times 1.7. Okay, so have like an increase of 70%. Probably not, but okay. Don't worry about my math, but just for you to understand. So you have like a 70% increase because you just doubled the amount of sets. But if you go to 36, you'll not get another 70% gain. You'll have like 20% gain. So there's like a plateau after 24 sets, give or take. So what I try to do is, okay, I don't want to go too much beyond the 24 sets, but I would like to reach to be very close to either up or down, close to 24 sets. But so I started doing 5 sets per exercise. And my goal was, if I do 2 different exercises, then I will have 20 sets. Okay, 20 is not 24, but it's also not 12, right? So it's kind of in a sweet spot, so to speak, between the 12 and the 24. And I'm okay. But what ends up happening is I end up doing 3 different exercises, and when it comes to chest, I even go to 6 exercises. But I end up going to 3 different exercises, and I end up doing 5 sets of each. So I'm doing 15 sets per muscle group, or per how should I say this? Per bigger muscle group. So I'm putting arms and shoulders aside, okay? Per main muscle group. That's what I wanted to say. I'm doing 15 sets per day. That's 30 sets per week. So that's a big stretch between 24 to 30. Because my goal was to do 2 different exercises. But I always end up going to 3. Because 2 seems too little, 4 seems too much. 3 is like sweet spot. So what I might end up doing is just go to 4 sets. So return to what I was actually doing on my other gym. Although on my other gym I was using the bro split, which is 1 muscle group per day, and you go 5 days a week, which according to science and according to most people, it's not the most efficient way to do the splits. But the 4 sets per exercise that I was doing was very good. And I used to do 5 or 6 exercises per day. For instance, on leg day, I used to actually do 7 exercises, but I was always doing 4 sets. And now I bumped up to 5, but I keep doing 3 exercises, which makes me go to 30 sets per week, which is not what I want. So I will go back and I will go to 4 sets. And I hope that the 4 sets will be enough to actually make me fatigued. Now, there is one question, which is, on my other gym, I used to have an arms day. And I actually did enjoy that day because it was the easiest day you could do. You have your arms fatigued, but you don't get tired. You just can't lift anymore. Okay, you don't get too tired. For instance, if you do chest and then you do biceps, which is what I do, or in triceps, when you go to the triceps stage, because you did chest, your triceps are kind of fatigued. So you are just, you reach the triceps exercise pre-exhausted, which is very good, by the way. So one of the things that I am considering doing, but that requires an investment, which is I am considering buying 2 sets of weights. You know those weights that you can they can go from, I don't know, 2 kilograms to 45 kilograms, and they have handles in which you put the weights, you rotate a thing, and then you pick up and you have 15 kilograms, 30 pounds, and then you pull down, rotate a few things, and then you lift up, you have 20 pounds, 10 kilograms, you know what I mean? They are not exactly cheap, but they're also not super expensive. And if I have a couple of sets, or I can just start with one, I can, for instance, do arms here at home. Now, with dumbbells, you are limited to the amount of exercises that you can do because, for instance, cables allow you to do and I did that today. Cables allow me to do my favorite arms exercises, and they are for biceps. They are what I think it's called Bayesian bicep curls, which is you have the cable behind you and you pull the arm towards you, right? And there's actually what I did today was having my arms extended like a cross and then just pull it like that. Very, very good. I like that as well. But I can, for instance, instead of doing 3 arm exercises at the gym, I can do 1 different cable exercise at the gym. So finish my workout with 1 kind of heavy cable exercise for the arms because I don't have cables here at home. And then at home, later, I'll just do a couple of different exercises, more in the dumbbell thingy. That way I'm kind of stealing my time at the gym and bringing that time to home. But it's very good because at home, I can just get up, spend 5 minutes doing curls, put it down, that's it. Half an hour later, go back there, more curls, and that's it. So that's a thing that I need to think of. But all of this to say that I will change most likely the way I'm doing my sets, because again, I was going to do 2 exercises, 5 sets of each, but I always end up doing at least 3 exercises. So I'm going to drop down to 4 sets, so that it's not exactly bad to do the 5 sets, but it's just about efficiency. Those 6 extra sets that I'm doing are not being as efficient as the other ones that I did. So it's best if I just increase the weight and try to do the same volume, but only for 4 sets. That's probably the best. They say that volume is what matters, but they also say that sets also count. So I don't know exactly what they mean by that. But if I can do the same volume in 4 sets that I can do in 5, then I'll do it in 4. Then again, I can probably do the same volume that I do in 4 in 3. But as you go lower in the number of sets, you are also increasing most likely the number or the risk of injury, because you are increasing your weight. And again, I'm not exactly a young guy, so going up in weight is probably not exactly what I want. I need to tread this carefully. Go up in weight, but not too much. And that was basically it. Now, in terms of my day today, now you have already seen that, but it was a very simple day. One thing that I realized is that I actually thought that the single arm pull down that I did would have the same effect as the 2 arms pull down, and it doesn't. And it's probably obvious why it's not, because when you do a single arm pull down, you change your position. So you grab the handle on top, and you start rotating your body and you pull it down. So you affect like 95% the lats. Your back, although they don't work as much. Like the rest, it's the 5%, so to speak. So the lats are responsible for bringing the handle all the way down. But when you have a bar and you have your both of your arms there, and you pull the bar down, then this movement, your body stays still, kind of, and this movement makes the back, like the middle of your back, work way much. So your lats work, but they work like 60 or 70%, and then your back do the 30-40%. That's how I feel it. It might very well not be the case, but that's how I feel it. So I actually did today the single arm pull downs in replacement of the pull down, but I can't do that. The pull down is, it affects my back way too much, or in a much different way than the pull down. So the pull down might be an exercise that I do. So there are a few exercises that I need to constantly do whenever it's back, and it's pull down with a bar. I can change the width and the handle, so wider or shorter, and vertical or horizontal or vertical, right? That's the change that I'm going to do. And then rows, and the exact same way. So the normal rows where you are sitting, you grab the handle and you pull the bar towards your stomach. Same thing, wider, shorter grip, vertical or horizontal, but I need to always do those 2 exercises because they affect the back in a they work the back in a greater range. Everything else, no. Lat prayer or lat prayers, which is what I did today in replacement of the pull downs. I really feel like the central area, but from the top to the bottom. When you do a pull down or a row, I feel my back being worked, but in a horizontal way. You know what I mean? I feel like the central area of my back, when you do that, I feel like in a horizontal way that my back is being worked. But when I do the lat prayer, I feel my back being worked, but in a vertical way. Does that make sense to you? It seems like it's the middle, the central. It's like my spine is being worked from the top to the bottom, and that's very different. So the lat prayer is one of my favorite back exercises. But yeah, so pull down needs to be worked constantly, rows need to be worked constantly, and then I need to complement these two exercises with low row, single arm rows, single arm pull downs, lat prayers, T rows, which are amazing. And that's basically it. I'm not seeing, or I don't do that too. I never did that after I left my other gym, which is when you go to a bench, you grab the dumbbell, and you just do like single arm rows with a dumbbell. They're also very good, apparently. But that's basically it. Then I went to do, as you've seen most likely, I went to do what? So I did single arm pull downs, single arm row, and then I did the lat prayers. Now the lat prayers were good, and I increased the weight in that. I used to do 55 kilograms, and today I increased it to 60 kilograms. And then I finished the arms with that cable bicep curl like that. I don't know how it's called. And then I just did some simple bicep curls. And that was basically it. That's it. Guys, let's see how it goes. Thank you, and I hope to see you all tomorrow. Cheers.